Hi there, boys and girls. Okay, here we are in the Chieftan Mk6 Royal Tier 10 premium tank. So it's a good all-round tank. This one doesn't really excel at anything, but it's just a good all-rounder. It's got good turret armour. Front of the turret has 350mm of armour, so it's a good tank to keep hull down. The hull armour's quite weak. The gun is accurate. Doles out about 360 to 400 alpha. However, it does struggle a little bit with penetration, even with the premium ammunition loaded. So, not normally a good tank maybe to stick right in the front line and start trading shots with the big guys. But as an all-rounder, it's a fun tank to drive. However, the main benefit for this tank really is the way it looks. I think it's probably one of the best looking tanks in the game, in my opinion, especially when you stick the old Union Jack Royal camouflage on it there. So we're got a few games for you today. Got first one here on Faust Supremacy game. We're down on bases here, so basically I think the strategy is just to come straight forward and try and win this on kills. So I'll get a good shot into the Jagdpanzer there. As I say, the armour, especially the hull armour, not great on this, so it's not a tank you really want to be isolated off on its own anywhere, like this Leopard 1 over here. So he's managed to get himself separated, so we're going to use the speed. Goes about 30 kilometers an hour, this tank, which is pretty good for a tier 10 heavy. Use the speed, close in on this guy, and take the kill. We're pretty much even on supremacy points at this stage in the battle, but it's just not going to go that far. So we're just going to chase down these last two bad guys. As I say, good turn of speed for this tank. Gun's got a good reload on it as well. Reloads in just over 8 seconds. So we're going to come around here, get a shot into the E75, and that's going to close this game out pretty quickly. I think the whole game only lasted about 3.5 minutes. It's not many games really at tier 10 that do tend to get settled on supremacy points. So nothing special there, but 2 kills, just over 2,000 damage. As I say, just a nice, fun, good tank to drive, a good all-rounder. So here we are on Vineyards. So we're going to go on the left flank. As I say, nice tank to keep hull down, this one. So use the contours in the ground and hopefully get ourselves a good position. As I come forward here on the left flank, I actually end up being the forwardmost tank on our team. So I'm actually in the role of spotter at this point. As you can see, I'm already taking spalling damage there for 555. So yeah, I'm going to try and get a few shots in where I can, but ultimately my role here really now is just to keep all of these tanks spotted, so that all the guys on my team have got targets in front of them that they can see, that they could shoot at. So don't really want to push or become too aggressive at this point. Just going to try and keep these guys lit up for the rest of the team. So as you can see, we got plenty of guys just the other side of the river here. Then we notice that yeah, Sheridan has pushed forward, probably got a little bit impatient, so he's isolated himself off. So we're going to try. We're going to get a couple of nice shots into him. I'm using the cover this side of the river just to keep myself away from the gun sights of the opposite team. So this guy gets taken out pretty quickly. That allows me to push across the river. But again, I'm going to stay predominantly on this reverse slope here. Still keeping the enemy positions here well illuminated for the rest of the team. I'm going to take a shot into this T30 here, get him tracked. I'm up to 1200 spotting damage now, 1500 damage so far. So we can see we've got a WZ just off to our left. We've got the grill over there. Take a shot into him, maybe not a good idea because I get a good dose back there. However, one of my teammates has pushed around on the WZ, so we're going to go around there, give him a hand. He's got himself stuck, I think, behind him. So we're going to come around here, stick a shot into the side, and then give him a quick ram. So hopefully our teammate can get out of there and we get this guy cleared. So as you can see, this battle's pretty much turned now. We're taking this flank. There's only one guy left. Pretty successful push on that flank. As you can see, I mean, I don't actually take any kills in this game. However, by maintaining the position that I did, we take just over, I think, 2300 damage. Get a third class mastery. When we have a quick look at the detailed stats, you can see over 2,000 4 enemies spotted and over 2,000 spotting damage. So all in all, a pretty valid contribution to the game. So here we are now for another game, this time on Black Goldville. We're going to push the right flank, going through the factory area. So it's normally around the sea cap here where most of the action between the heavy tanks on the two teams take place. So as we can see, we've got an IS-7 on the other team, joined by an E100. The E100 pushes out. We're going to track him. Thankfully we take a bounce there. I've never understood why your teammates drive up behind you when they know that you're going to reverse back after firing, but it happens all the time. I really don't know why. Okay, so we're sort of a little bit of a sort of poke and shoot situation. Do manage to get one into the corner of the E100 turret there. He's leaving just a little bit of his turret out there that I can see, so managed to get some shots into there. Yep, another nice shot into there. And it's about this time we get, unfortunately, we get pushed by a T9-2E1, and he actually sets me on fire, which, you know, continues to cause damage long after this guy's reversed out of the way. So I eventually get the fire put out, but that little tussle cost me quite a few hit points there. You'll notice what I mean in a second with sometimes the gun having a bit of difficulty penetrating. I think I'm going to get a couple of bounces here. Then the first one bounces. That's with premium ammunition in, and then yeah, this one's quite unfortunate. I think I managed to get him lined up, and my teammate drives right in front of my gun just as I'm going to fire. So having a bit of difficulty with the team coordination on this flank. However, the battle's going quite well. We're up in count points. We've now cleared out this E100. The rest of the red team are looking pretty low, and actually quite quickly as we push along this flank, we reduce them down to just one tank remaining in short order. So one guy left, full hit point pool. As you can imagine, everybody's rushing towards him to try and get the last bits of damage in. Good turn of speed in this tank, as I said, about 30 k's an hour for a heavy. So I'm going to push around here and hopefully I'll get sights on him, and I do. So I managed to get the kill, taking out the ST1 there. So not a bad game again, pretty average, 2250 damage, 1 kill. And yeah, here we are for our last battle of this video. We're on Naval Frontier. As I said, I'm sure some people might disagree. I'm sure some people might drive it differently than I do. But I think this is a good tank for operating on the flanks, not necessarily right at the front. So we're going to push around the right flank here. see if you've got any TDs or meds or light spotting up here. However, if we do come across here enemies here, we're going to have to push this flank pretty hard to get back to the rest of the team. As you can see, we've got a couple of guys to our front. Unfortunately, one of them's a Batchat. He's got a 3-round clip and sticks all 3 of them straight into me in short order. Thankfully, he's got a pretty long reload now, so that's going to allow me to push around to this right flank, isolate off this Type 61, push very aggressively into him, and with the rest of the team following up, the rest of the 2 guys who came with me following up, hopefully we get this flank cleared out pretty quickly. Taking a bit of damage from the left there, so try and push into this guy, use his tank as cover, draw back, take a shot into him. Batchat is now facing 2 tanks from my team, so we're going to get this guy cleared up now. There goes the Type 61, and we've now got to try and get ourselves around to the other side of the battlefield. I mean, as a heavy tank, as I say, it's got a reasonable turn of speed. It does enable us to get around here. It gives you a few more options perhaps than you might have if you were driving one of the heavier, slower tier 10 heavies. So your sort of driving style is probably about halfway between a heavy tank and a medium tank, really, for this one, I've found. So we're going to approach up here. We've got enemy IS-7. So I try to get myself down in a hold down position here, but there's just no way I'm going to get through that turret armor. I switch up to premium ammunition, and again it still doesn't give me a lot to look at. I do manage to stick one into his lower glacis here, however I get a good healthy dose back. So this guy's now deciding to push on me. So we go a bit of face hugging here. Here we're going to get a bit of face hugging going on here, as I said. Thankfully, not good gun depression for him there, so he does end up sticking one into the turret, which gives me a nice bounce, allows me to draw back and take the kill. So we're now going to try and close in on this E100 here. We're a tank up, but I'm very low in health and hit points, and also the STB1 off to my left also very low. So we're going to have to be careful with this guy. It's going to be a little difficult because I can't really expose myself, and as you can see, even with premium ammunition loaded, there's not a lot of available area for me to hit on the turret of this E100. So we're just going to have to just try and get what damage we can. Not showing me a great deal there, but managed to stick another shot in. Can't quite make that one. Unfortunately, I've got these dead tanks behind me, so I'm really limited as to where I can go. Unfortunately, this one bounces straight off the mantlet there. Can't really pull back, so unfortunately there's not really a lot I can do in this position. He pushes forward on me, and he kills, and he gets the kill. Thankfully, we've still got 2 tanks left. One of them's got high ground on the left here, Leopard 1 on his right. So these guys are going to be, close this out very well. Take their opportunities, don't expose themselves too much. Although the 100 very well armoured, not very fast or manoeuvrable, so it basically allows these guys to get behind him and clear him up pretty quickly for the win there. So yeah, it was a good game all round. Just under 3,400 damage, 2 kills, top of the leaderboard there. Just a nice game. It's just a really good fun tank to drive, this one. Anyway, boys and girls, thanks very much for watching, and as always, good hunting. Bye for now.